Let me give some shout out to my man in the control room, Handyman. Handy, I just gotta ask you because when I was coming here, you didn't say Utica, Mississippi. What did you say?
Utica.
You what? you tickle. Where is Utica, Handyman?
It's a guy down there say he stay in Utica. They got their own polices and everything.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever heard of Utica, Mississippi? Okay, so that's a.
But it's really Utica, Mississippi.
Oh, so Utica, but you said Utica.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, you got there you go. Folks, thank you for joining us. This is Dr. Fleming Kim Health and Prosperity Show. This is Friday, May 21st, 2021. Did I get that right, Gloria?
I can't believe it either.
Wait a minute, Dr. Fleming, sound like Gloria. We got one, like you said, Gloria, a heavy hitter. We got a heavy hitter, and I'm so excited tonight, y'all. I am really, really excited. Hello, Gloria. And we do have a heavy hitter in the studios. I can't wait to get these sponsors read off and get my little intro out and just get this man started. Central Mississippi. Now, why does that sound familiar, Central Mississippi?
Yes, because it's our favorite place.
Yes, it is. Central Mississippi with the Executive Director, Dr. Robert Smith.
Yes.
All right. Powered by the yes. Yes, I do. Yeah, inimitable. Yes. Powered by the shop, Mr. James and Linda Powell, Sincere Home Care LLC, Deborah Wright, Miss Ella Francis Owsley, Gator Jr., go Gatoring on Friday, and Bob Boyette of Honda. Bob Boyette Honda of Jax of Brandon. When you get over there, tell Tiffany and Michael said hello. And I want to make mention, Charlotte Reeves was here last Friday, and Miss Irma J. Johnson. Charlotte Reeves is running for mayor, and Irma J. Johnson is running for alderman in Byron. So we want to give them shouts out. And Dr. Gerald Barnes was here on last Friday. But folks, y'all get ready to dial in and call in and tell your friends to call in because like Gloria always say, we got a heavy hitter. Gloria, we do have a heavy hitter in the studio. Yes, sir. And first, I just want to start out by saying, Dr. Robert Smith, we certainly want to thank you for sponsoring the show as long as you have. You were sponsoring it when Dr. Kim had it, and your continuous sponsorship has been so superb. So we just want to say thank you, sir.
And the community wants to say thank
yes,
you
for what he's been doing, what you're doing, and what you're going to do in the future. Dr. Robert Smith, this is your night, sir.
Well, thank you, Michael, and thank you, Gloria. There's nothing that I can do to live up to the legacy of the Q legacy. We started playing, but this one.
Yes, it is. He got a parkway named after him. A parkway named after you. Okay, we know. So, Dr. Smith, this is your night, so we want to go back, way back. I just want to know, what other jobs have you held other than being in a position, and what prompted you to be in a position? So.
Well, I'll tell you, but again, let me start from the beginning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'll always remember and have a great appreciation for Dr. McKinnon. And before I can talk about myself, I have to talk about a great friend.
Okay, I got it. Your speaker went on. Your speaker went on.
I'll have to talk about a great friend and associate that I have had that elevates me.
Yes, sir.
And that man.
There you go. What is his name?
His name is Frank. And all that other spaghetti that you was board certified surgeon.
Yes, sir. Emergency room physician. Just like you.
Entrepreneur. When some people use that word entrepreneur, they talk about a lot of crap.
Yes, sir.
But this man was an entrepreneur and foresaw and tried to do everything through medicine, through the media, through so many to advance the cause of black folk. And that's an ongoing struggle with ever since we landed on this shore. And certainly in the last 50 years, I have been a part of some of that, but I just shouts out to your brother and your dad as a man that you have known and have been able to associate with. Now about me, it's interesting too. For I was actually born in Terry, Mississippi, in a small hamlet there, you know, and was supposed to go to a small school close to my house. It was a small school with 2 teachers, but my family decided that there was a better opportunity for me to go to the city school.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the city school with a principal called William Henry Garrett, who had been trained at Tuskegee. It was a 4-room school for the 8th grade. And that made all the difference in the world, not only for me, but if you will go to Terry today, Terry is one of the few small hamlets in this city for which the average income is equal or above any other community in Hines County and above. And community in the last 50 years has produced several millionaires.
Wow.
In Terry and
Little Hamlet that you're from.
Little Hamlet.
And you are one of those.
Dozens of physicians, lawyers, and people in other professions.
Successful people who have endured.
Who have endured. And we didn't have a high school.
Wow.
I had many times when my dad was at home and his work involved getting up early at night, and I used to early in the morning, and I used to sometimes hate my dad. You know, in a sense, that he would say, "Boy, get up there and go, you know, come on."
Yes, sir. You got chores to do. You got work to do.
You got work to
And it
do.
was dark outside. It wasn't even, the sun hadn't come up, right?
No, it was dark. But the only thing that, the only requirement that he had that I couldn't control was my mother. And she would always say, Joe, you gotta have them boys back here now.
In time for school.
In terms of school. That's a fact. That ain't no
I can hear her now.
That ain't no exaggerated fact. And of course, what the advantage we would have then is he would drive us to school. But sometimes in the morning, he would be out knowing he couldn't get back by 8 o'clock.
Right.
And we had to walk to school.
So to stay out of trouble, he just went ahead and drove you on to school.
Yeah. But what I was trying to say to you, like if he had to go to Utica to make a deal, someone like that, he would go on by himself so that we could walk and be on time. But there's several
You
things.
say, how many were you?
I know your brother George, Mr. George.
George, yes. George, there was, at that time, there was 6 of us at home.
Wow.
No, was it 6? Yeah, 6. And I'd say that one of the advantages was boys. So we know, boys.
Yes, sir.
That means that we could scramble over who gets the opportunity to wash down first. And we didn't have to worry about dressing first.
Wow.
Just, you know, it was like a madhouse.
This is humble beginnings.
Yeah, very humble.
Wow. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very humble beginning. But I came along at a very interesting time.
Yes,
An
sir.
interesting time was I was leaving
Okay, thank you, sir.
grade school in 1949. And what was to happen in 1953? The Supreme Court decision.
With the Board of Education? The Board of Education.
Brown versus Board of Education.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sometimes I will say that some people maybe do think ahead.
Yes, sir.
I had planned to go to high school, like many people from Terry had done. But it meant me leaving Terry and coming to Jackson and living with my sister. And I had a sister who wanted to adopt me. she used to worry the hell out
So,
of me.
She knew you were a smart little boy and she wanted to
Yeah,
shine for her.
she wanted me to shine for her. And but the important thing is my mom would tell me, said, boy, if you leave home, you can't come back.
wow.
You know, don't, if you take any clothes out of this house, you can't come back. And what she said, she had a nickel, a quarter, above a nickel, or however.
Yes, sir.
She bought me that in her house. When she was down the distance. She said, boy, jump in the back of that car and
Let's go.
let's go. And of course, my mama had respect for her.
Yes, sir.
And I wouldn't violate no law. I
Exactly.
wouldn't take no
Yes,
clothes
sir.
out of the house.
Wow.
And so we had a very good relationship because of that. You know?
You grew up with lots of lads in the house, it sounds like.
It sounds like lots of love, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just can't imagine. I can, things like, and I can say it again, the importance of having a man in the house. We would be giving our mama hell.
Yes.
Yes. Like I did. Like everybody did, exactly, you know.
She would give my mama absolute hell. And she said, boys, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have your daddy to take you to the Delta. To the Delta.
Not to the barn, to the Delta.
To the Delta. And of course, I didn't know what the hell the Delta was.
Must be something.
Oh, I'm gonna get the business tightened up.
But Paul, we were perfect kids.
Wow.
All she had to do was tell us, wait till your daddy.
Like that's my mom said, just wait till your daddy get home.
Just wait till your daddy gets
Ooh
home.
wee.
So I know the importance of having a man.
When you say a man in the house, do you mean the presence of a father or father figure?
A father figure.
A father figure.
Yes, sir.
And somebody who loves you and cares about you.
And discipline you. Yes, sir.
You know, happy to go and get some bread or some
Yes,
eggs
sir.
or something to make sure you can have
Make those children eat, that's right.
Yeah.
Folks, the phone line is open. If you want to call and give Dr. Robert Smith some congratulatory congrats, if you're a physician and you know him, call in right now. We're going to open up the lines. Dr. Smith is talking. So if he's talking, we're not going to interrupt him. We're going to let him talk. So, Dr. Smith, tell us where you went to college. Well, you got something else to say? Go ahead.
Yeah, you're missing the most.
No, we ain't gonna miss nothing. We ain't gonna miss nothing.
He got a plan.
Missing some of the most.
Go ahead, Dr. Smith.
I was planning to live with my sister and go to Manette. But again, that Hines County did not have a black high school.
Wow.
And Hines County bought Utica Institute. It was one of those schools that, you know, black schools that was having financial trouble.
As a private school, as a church school.
It was at Utica. It still is.
Yeah.
Utica Junior College is a product of Hines HSS. Hines, you know, started by William Henry Hofstadter. He was one of those early blacks like Booker T. Washington. In fact, he went to Tuskegee and founded the school, Utica School, but they were having financial trouble. And Hines County bought Utica and made it a public
It
high
is
school.
not a position we're not going to take.
And
Okay.
Hines County became a part of that
Reverend
too,
Jackson.
saying that we are separate but equal. We have what? We have
Who is
a
it?
Reverend
school
Jackson.
for blacks.
What, Pastor
In
Jackson?
Hines
In other words, prior to the decision of Brown versus Board of Education, they didn't have a black high school
Well, this is
in
what
Hines County, so they trying to make
Up
this right.
until 1948, they did not have a high school for blacks in Hines County. And the county bought Utica Institute.
Wow.
Okay. So that meant that I had to be transported, or was transported from Terry, if you know what Terry is. It's on the far left side of Hines County, and Utica is on the far west side, 45 miles.
Wow.
Busing, you know what busing is all about.
Yeah.
Busing.
45 miles
I
one way?
got up at 4:30 in the damn morning.
To walk, to get there.
Yes, and what was even more strange about that, we had used buses.
Oh, yeah.
And
Used book.
From the, yeah.
And would break down many times because the buses were already worn out.
From the white people that have them.
I ain't talking with you. This is true, but it's true.
Exactly.
I get up at 4:30 in the morning, and sometimes I would have to walk to a drop-off point.
Wow.
And in order to travel from over here to over there, and coming back at night, and particularly the winter, I left home in the dark, and got back home, and got back home in the dark.
In the dark. That's before they turned the clock back, so we could capture some of that. Dark when you left, dark when you came back. Did you know what your mama looked like when you was in school? I didn't see her. Who cut your hair when you were growing up? Your daddy or your mama?
No, I had two brothers. I had two.
Y'all cut each other's hair?
No, I didn't cut my hair with my brothers. Saturday.
Yeah, before Sunday school.
Look, boy, get up in this chair. And for some reason, this is one thing that has helped me to be able to give, because I had two brothers, twin brothers.
They were twins.
They were twins.
Oh.
Who used to bat over who was gonna cut my hair.
Wow.
I told you that, Michael, I tell you.
This is, wow.
They wanted to cut your hair, why, what, just to show their skills or to practice, or what?
Well, no, it was it was a fatherly love. Now, I don't put anybody above my daddy.
Exactly.
But those boys had your back.
And
Your brothers.
yeah, they had my back.
Oh.
In fact,
So what did you come up with? You like the baby, or you like the knee
No.
baby, or you?
Well, of that, I was third from the last.
Okay.
And of course they must have admired my crap. But because they would always, they'd always present me. They was, they was my promoters.
Yeah.
To the point where I was the first black to win first prize in Hines County in showing registered whole heifers.
Wow.
Registered what?
Whole cattle. My daddy was a cattle buyer.
Right,
And I have come along some of the toughest times, but I've come along some of the best times. Hines County instituted under Chester Owens the first black county agent. And I was,
This is Brenda McKim. This is her sister, Dr. McKim's sister. Go ahead, Brenda. Brenda, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. How are you all tonight?
We're enjoying this conversation with Dr. Smith here.
I hear you all talking about Dr. Smith and his twin brothers and how he left with his biscuit and his fat back.
And I'm sorry that my phone can't get the Facebook, but I hope you're getting it by WMPR. Great. So, what do you have to say to Dr. Smith?
Thank you, Dr. Smith, for all you've done for the community all these years. Thank you for being my brother's friend.
well, it has been an honor. I always looked up to Luke Kuhn's grandfather and the whole 9 yards, and it was just a privilege to follow in their footpath. They were people, because of the Poets Club, and compete, and then the NFA, we used to compete with Kahoma. And that's when I first heard of the McHughs.
Wow.
Although it's a small world, but even back then.
It went all the way back to
Wow.
trading cows and presenting your cattle,
Exactly.
because this was Kahoma Agricultural
Yes.
High School.
Yes.
That's what we did. We did farming and gardening and all of that. Gene's teachers were very important in our neighborhood, very important.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Brenda, hold on, don't hang up. Hold on, Brenda.
Okay.
You're on the air. What's your question or comment? Hello, you're on the air. Okay, they hung up. Okay. Go ahead, Brenda.
Okay. Dr. Smith, what are you planning on doing with that building there on State Street? Do you have any plans for it yet?
Well, I hope I don't give out before I, you know, here again, it just shows you.
And I'm so glad, you got it.
Well,
You're keeping it in the
well,
neighborhood instead of in some farm.
I can't give you. See, I was at Tougaloo, the physician for Tougaloo, when your brother came to Tougaloo, and I can't go into all of that because I don't have all the time. But admired your brother and admired him even more when he came back to Tougaloo and put together the resources to put together another building for black folks that met the standard of care that was as
It
good.
was huge, wasn't it, Doctor?
It really
That
was.
was huge.
Hold that thought.
I mean, if you don't understand it, I guess you wasn't around.
Hold on, Brenda. You're on the air. What's your question or comment?
Hi, everybody doing?
Hey, Miss Silky, how you doing?
Good evening, lady.
I am blessed, I'm true, blessed, and I would like to tell you all that I just love every last one of you all. You all are wonderful people, but I want to say this about Dr. Smith. I'm happy that I got the time to say something about Dr. Smith, I'm in the kitchen and cooking, so I had to stop. But Dr. Smith, I have known him for a long, long time. And when I went to see my husband and family doctor, he's such a wonderful person. And Dr. Smith, he would help anybody. He's just a wonderful person. And I just take my hat off to him. Such a wonderful person.
Thank you, Miss Silky. We appreciate it.
About a month to say what I really want to say about
Yes.
Dr. Smith. I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to cut it short.
Thank you, ma'am. So we can hear what he has to tell us. We don't get him in here very often, and I'm so anxious to hear his story. Thank you for calling. Oh, yeah, we're waiting. We are waiting. With bated breath, we're waiting. We thank you for your call. We'll talk to you next week.
My husband's mother, her name is Ed Nahara.
Miss Silky, we got another call, dear. Thank you, baby. Thank
I
you.
just had to call in.
I appreciate it. All right. Well, we got one more call handy. Hello, you on the air. What's your question or comment? Hello?
Yes, this is Patricia Wells Lee from Rankin County. Dr. Robert Smith, it is an honor to hear you live speaking, and you're speaking with great joy. Class and Elizabeth Wells' daughter, Patricia.
Oh, yes. I definitely remember, but you and your family has been a part of my life, and of course I have always admired your family.
Yes, sir, thank you. You were one of the doctors that delivered, I believe it was 17 of us, and you delivered the last 5.
Wow.
Absolutely.
You killing me. You knew you were going to be back this time next year.
Let me tell you, your daddy, he was, I was trying to settle him down.
He was busy as what he was.
And tell Mr. Wells that he was not the only man in town.
You had some more babies to deliver those.
No, there was two things. I was trying to tell him that he was not the only man in town. My daddy had 12 children. And but the other thing is, some of those kids was being born in the middle 60s, when blacks was not welcome into the hospital.
So you have to go to the house.
No, what I'm trying to, and I told him, he says, well, Doc, I don't have any money. Back then, you would deliver a baby for $25. If somebody paid you $25.
You get paid to do it to me.
You women, but the important thing is, I was worse is, what's the gal that was in Gone with the Wind? Charlotte thought this black lady could do anything. When she got ready to have that baby, she ran upstairs, she said, I'm not used to this. She went to me.
Was that you?
No, that was me.
Ma'am, we got another call. Thank you for calling, ma'am.
So wait a minute.
Thank you.
So wait a minute. I thought it was honor. I said, and plus the fact, it was protest. I said, now, Mr. Wells, if you just let this lady come on into the hospital, damn it, I'll walk the road with you. And I assure you, if you ain't got no damn money, it don't make no damn bit of difference. You're entitled to have this lady deliver this baby in the hospital.
Brother, are you
I was
there?
protesting even then.
Well, now, some people, if there's anything that I can say tonight, and this lady is telling you a true story. I said, if you will bring her on into this damn hospital,
We'll walk that road together, huh? And that baby up in here. You know, they said,
But they had a lot of midwives back then too, didn't they, Dr. Smith?
of course, but to me, you understand what I'm talking about, and I was serious. And I didn't, the boy said, I would really, if somebody, as much as told me that I couldn't do that, I'd have been dancing on the TV.
Brother, go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith, I'm just hoping that since you're of the same mind as Frank and the folks back in our day, I'm hoping that you can at least pass on to your predecessors, or those people coming after you, something that will bring that building back so that it would benefit people in the community. And I know that you would know the way to think about it, but I don't know, how our young folks think. It's just my desire to see your wish come true with it from when you first heard it.
Well, I had been truly, I feel blessed because delivering babies is not. It's all fun when it turns out right, but it doesn't have to turn out right.
no, it's not.
But at least
It's not.
if you're in a situation where it's not going to turn out right, it's really grateful when you have some assistance and some backup. It was absolutely an honor and fun to do it, but doing it in a situation where you feel comfortable with made it a real joy.
Awesome.
Baby girl, we're gonna talk to you later, okay?
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Love
brother.
you.
Thank you.
Love you all.
Love you too. Ma'am, you got anything else you want to add?
I just want to tell Dr. Smith, thank him for everything throughout the years and continue to be blessed.
So now, hold on. So did he deliver you or did he deliver 5 after you?
No, he delivered the 5 after me. I'm
The
here
5 after
between
you.
the 17.
Okay, wow.
Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you for your call, ma'am.
That brought back
Thank
a lot
you
of
all.
memories for Doctor. He said, I guess he remembers that moment.
So, Dr. Smith, you have, from where you were, opposed to the cattle drive that your daddy did and the 45 trips, 45 miles that you had to go from Terry to Utica. Your first high school, out of high school, where did you go?
Was Utica?
Well,
They turned it, you had to go there, right? You had to go there.
I'm saying,
I
after
had to go to
Utica.
Utica in order to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
And really, truly, I wasn't ready to leave home. I was,
You weren't ready to go?
Now, there's got people loving him like they loved him, and his brothers looking out for him.
Yeah, I really wasn't ready to leave home, and I was really grateful to stay home. And later, and I was fortunate again, I guess, to be a good student, because the principal of my high school, I went to high school telling people that I was gonna be a doctor. I was fourth or fifth
So you
grade.
knew then that you wanted to be a doctor?
Fourth or fifth grade.
Wow.
My aunt and uncle gave me a book when I was fourth or fifth grade, and I identified with Charles Drew.
With Charles Drew, Dr. Charles Drew, who first
The
separated
brain-
plasma.
Plasma,
Yes,
right.
blood
Yeah,
plasma.
yeah.
And for some reason, that never changed. I tried music. I made my folks buy me a piano. And there were kids, I was taking formal lessons. And there were kids who could come off the playground.
And just play the hell out of it. This ain't gonna work.
And it reinforced the fact.
So that threw their dream of being a music major to a position.
It reinforced it.
See, when you got somebody coming off the playground that can sing like Sam Cooke
Yeah.
and play like B.B. King, ain't nobody told them
Okay.
not a thing.
Okay.
One chord,
We got
and they
one
take
chord.
it from there. And you
Yeah.
trying to learn how to do that?
Yeah. Caller, you're on the air. What's your question or
That ain't
comment?
gonna work.
I just want to thank God that Dr. Smith became a doctor.
That sound
Me
like,
too.
That sound like Dr. Kentrell.
This is Dr. Smith.
Dr.
Me too.
Kentrell, the
I thank God that he became a doctor. Me
That's
too.
right. So you guys keep going, and Dr. Smith, thank you so much for your service, and I'm listening in.
Service.
Dr. Liddell, thank you so much for calling, and we
Thank you
really
for your
appreciate you.
service.
And I gotta get you on as well, because you are,
Been
just
too
one-
long,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
Well, you need to get Dr. Contrell on, and you need to keep her in the forefront.
We will,
Yes.
we will, we
Absolutely.
never, I would never.
You heard that,
But
didn't you, Dr.
she,
Contrell?
she's gone, but she stays so busy,
I'm sure
and
she heard.
I really wanna call her.
She just
back.
gotta slice out an hour for
We
us, that's
will,
all.
I want to, I just like to.
In,
get a call.
in Dr. Smith's honor,
Yeah.
if nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Kentrell Liddell. We love you. Keep listening.
Well, anyway, proceeding on,
When you,
When I
before you
consider
go forward, what
myself-
about that cow? You got the award for the cow, right?
yeah, I got that award, and they, in the Gaddis Farm down in Utica, bought it for $1,200
Holy moly!
back in 1947.
Oh my,
And
that's $1 million today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Caller, you're on the air. What's your question or comment?
After that, during medication, Dr. Smith.
Is that Gladys?
Yeah,
This is one of your patients, Dr. Smith, Gladys McDonald.
Oh, yes, how you doing, Miss McDonald?
hey, Dr. Smith, I'm doing all right. But you are a great doctor and dedicated. I can live everybody know you are a dedicated, lovely doctor, and you're very sweet doctor. Very nice.
Thank you, Gladys. Thank you, and I hope you get better, dear heart. Thank you so much.
All right, well.
Thank you.
That's nice of her to call in.
Yeah, Gladys has just had a stroke, and
Oh